Hi, and welcome to Dreamlike Hobbies. With the release of the new Chaos Space Marines Codex, I've been wanting to try out the new Alpha Legion themed detachment called Deceptors. The new detachment gives you some exciting new abilities and rules to play with, so today I'm going to be painting up some cultists. The cultists are a chaff unit and my aim is to paint them as fast as possible, so I'll be working mainly with contrast paints. These cultists are manipulated by the Alpha Legion to worship chaos and rise up against their masters, so I'm painting them with the same paints as I paint the rest of my army. You can see how I paint my legionaries in the first video on my channel. The difference, however, is that I'm painting over a white primer instead of a metallic. I've done a Cenotaph spray by first spraying my model black, followed by a white spray from above. If you're playing a different legion, you can change out my cloth colors to match your army's theme, but my primary color for the clothes is Achillean green. These cultists won't survive a sneeze in their general direction, so my goal is just to make them look decent from a distance. When batch painting like this, I usually like to make them in pairs of 3 or 4, just so I don't run tired of having 10 unfinished models after hours of hobbying. I'm using a cheap synthetic brush that I'm reusing for all the different paints. I'm aiming for speed, so I don't want to ruin my good brushes for this. To add some variety, I'm using different skin tones to represent all the different people living in the dystopian hive cities. For a lighter skin tone, I'm using slightly watered down fire flesh. For a darker skin tone, I'm using Psychor brown on the skin. Here I'm using the paint straight out of the pot, so it's a quite deep color. For a more sickly skin color, I'm using Seraphim Sepia. As a secondary cloth color, I'm using Volupus Pink. I like using more bright colors as that will help the model stand out on the board when you play. Next I'm using Black Legion on the boots and various other places that should be black, like the melee weapon handle. The most time-consuming step is adding metal to all the weapons and armor. For this I'm using lead belcher paint. As the metal dries, I'm painting some of the smaller details like the various straps and wraps. For the final step, I'm adding Nuln oil all over the metal bits. And with that, all that's left is basing the model, and they're ready for the tabletop. This is the final result. Thank you for watching.